Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with a layout for the telephone hop. So, if you don't know anything about the telephone hop, it is when it's like the game Chinese Whispers in Australia. I can't remember what you call it in other parts of the world, but basically somebody sent me a layout. In this case, it was the wonderful Vanessa, and she will be linked in the description box down below. She sent me this layout in the top left corner, and my challenge is to scrap lift that layout and then pass it on to the next person in line, which is the awesome Jennifer. Again, our whole lineup will be linked in the description box down below. I think this time around there are 7 of us in the hop, which means we've started with person number 1, and then it's come down to us, and there'll be 7 layouts in a row. So it's like, you start at the start and then you get to the end and you see what it looks like and how it passed along, and how things change and evolve and what stays the same. It's super fun. It really is super fun. So I'm very excited. I'm just bringing up the full list so I can tell you the full list of the people in our group, because we have a wonderful group. And here we go. So, look at that. Vanessa is number 1. I'm number 2. And then Jennifer is number 3. Brianna is number 4. Shannon is number 5. MK is number 6. And Kristen is rounding out our team as number 7. So it's going to be an amazing group. But what happens is we release our videos once a day. So they're starting on the 13th of March and going through until the 19th of March. So I will have everybody's channel linked down below, but it won't go directly to their video if you're watching this on the same day as mine goes live, because the only other video that's live at this time is Vanessa's. But if you're watching this a few days later, I would recommend you go back and start at the start, because then you'll see the progression of layouts as we go. So in the wonderful layout that Vanessa sent me, she has 2 kind of distressed strips of pattern paper at the top and bottom of her layout, which I thought was lovely and super cute. And as I said, she's ripped them, so you can see a lot of kind of texture in her layout. What looks like, now obviously I haven't seen her video, I'm only watching this afterwards. It looks like at the top she sort of stuck her papers together and then ripped them all together, and then down the bottom it looks like she's created some extra strips on top of her ripped paper. So I am sticking with the theme. This is the whole thing of a kind of scrap lift. I am not copying it exactly, but I'm copying, I'm scrap lifting it pretty close, I think. But instead of using kind of full strips of pattern paper, I am actually creating that same kind of interest in the top and the bottom and the same layers, just with smaller pieces of pattern paper. So I'm using, what collection is this? Let's have a look. It is, here it is. It's still, I was talking in another group and they were talking about whether you're an organised scrapper or a hot mess scrapper. I am a hot mess scrapper. This collection is still on the floor around my desk because I only made this layout the other day. And it is the Cool Kid collection from Crate Paper. That is what I am using. I only have a little bit of it. I don't have a heap. But yeah, that's what I'm using. So you can see I've laid up my papers and now I am just trimming off the excess. I didn't make you watch me stick all of the layers down, but I did. I used my ATG because I've told you, oh yes, I will have told you in another video by the time you see this. My ATG, I did not have refills for it for probably nearly a year, and then I got some in bulk and I have just recently started using it again. So I am filming this video in February, but I have recently started using it again and loving it. Now, unusually for me, I have a single photo layout, and it's a cute photo of my son building a tower. He was very excited. It's just a cute photo. It's a really cute photo. And I thought I would use that because it's one of the few kind of photos I had in my kind of 2 scrap pile that is a single photo, and Vanessa had used a single photo, so I wanted to kind of stick with that. I was tempted to add multi-photos to her layout because that's what I usually do. But I thought, no, I will stick to her design. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just layering my photo up on some of the pattern paper. I wanted to use a kind of lighter layer first, and then I'll come in with, I think, a red. Yeah, that red on the left-hand side. Sorry, my lighting is a bit yellow. It's possible I didn't change my overhead lighting to the daylight setting. The overhead lighting that Jess found actually is strip lighting. I'll show you when I do a room tour. And it has 2 light settings. One's a warm setting and one is a cooler daylight setting, and I may have forgotten to switch it to the daylight setting, so sorry about that. It looks a bit yellow, but nonetheless this is what we've got to work with. So I am layering up my photo. I've only got 3 pieces of full 12 by 12 paper left in this collection, so this is one of them that I'm cutting into now. I'm definitely keen, this is on the kind of really want to finish this collection up this year because I have so few of it left. I would suspect at most I can probably only make another 2 layouts, so it shouldn't be that hard for me to use, to be honest. But we'll see how we go. I also think I'm talking to my sister at the same time as creating this layout, so I'm not as fast as I normally am. In fact, I 100% know that I was talking to my sister while I was making this. So you can see there, I've got the chipboard sheet, and again, I don't have much left on here. I really don't, so I am just going to have to make an effort to use this up, I think. I might try and pull out some of the photos of my son with his trucks or cars, because there's a few of those elements in this collection, and get that used up. There's also a few dinosaurs, so I could make a dinosaur themed layout. Oh, the possibilities are endless. I do use some of the acetate pieces that come in the ephemera pack because I do find them a little tricky to use. So I've tucked a couple of those in. So this number 8 that I've got down the bottom ends up just sort of being a layering piece, more for the colour than the symbol. And I am following Vanessa's sketch still. She's done a diagonal design with her embellishing, and I'm definitely following that. And she puts her title down the bottom, and I'm definitely doing that as well. So I'm really happy with how much I kind of stuck to her initial kind of principle of her design. Yes, I changed up the top and bottom kind of elements, but it's similar enough that I'm super happy with it. I'm also drinking my tea at the same time as doing this, obviously. I was very late. I was supposed to get this done a few days ago when I'm doing this voiceover, but I was a bit late, so I'm sorry to Jen, who didn't have as much time as I would have liked for her to create this layout. Hopefully she's doing okay. We'll see. I'm sure she creates a beautiful layout. She always does. So I'm just layering up these pieces. I think most of these were actually from the cut apart, the 6x6 cut apart sheet, because I do have the 6x6 paper pad in this collection. I just don't have a heap else. I got the ephemera, the 6x6 paper pad, the chipboard, and then a few loose bits of paper. And I actually got this collection very late, as in it had already been out for, I reckon, a good year or so before I picked it up. So it's definitely something that I did not pick up immediately, and that was mainly because I didn't have a child at that point. And I had, I don't gravitate to these kinds of collections when I'm scrapping. I'm definitely more of a floral lover, and I still use a lot of floral when I'm scrapping photos of Lincoln and my partner, but I did pick up a few of the more, I don't like to say masculine, but I do pick up more of those kind of primary colour based collections that have a lot more of those more play images, like children's images, that I can use for him as well. Alright, sorry, had a phone call which totally interrupted my voiceover. But basically I am just going through and just adding some different pieces from the chipboard sheet into my clusters. I'm trying to put chipboard in both the top and the bottom cluster. And because the top cluster has kind of overlapped with those layered paper pieces down the bottom, I really wanted the top two as well to sort of create that, I don't know, flow, if that makes sense. Look, I'm no designer. I'm just going with what looks good to me, and it looked good to me if I had both if I had the whole sort of thing connected. So I was trying to add a couple more of the chipboard pieces, and I do slot another ephemera piece up the top in the top left, just to make that kind of flow and connection between that cluster and those top strips. I hope I'm explaining myself and my thought process, but that's why I'm kind of looking for something else to add in there. So that little piece that says most handsome ends up being tucked into the top, and then I will add another little chipboard piece as well. Yeah, and I go with the little circle with the star on it. And so I'm super happy with how this is looking so far. I think I'm done with my embellishing. I think it's super cute, and now I'm going to come in with a title. And again, I follow Vanessa's lead and I put my title down the bottom, and she's got like a multi-font title, and I do the same thing. So I am looking at she's used this, sorry, gosh, I'm tripping over my words today. She has used 3 different fonts in her title. So 2 smaller fonts and then a larger font for the word funny. And I'm just doing 2 separate fonts, but I'm definitely going with that contrast of large and small. So I write the word tower with these gold thickers, and you can see I've got 3 sets of them. I am trying to, thickers is one of the things I really want to focus on this year. I have a lot in my collection, but I also have a lot that are kind of almost used up. So one of my hopes when I redo my scrapbook room, which it needs to happen soon because it is an unorganized kind of chaos, is to actually go through my thickers and to really pull out the ones that are almost done, that I really can't make that many more words with, and and use them up. One of the things that I am going to do with the thickers I don't like, or the words that I can't make any more words with, I'm actually going to use them as foam, like foam squares or things that I can raise up my embellishments with, because ultimately they just sit there otherwise. So I'm just going to use them as dimension adding pieces. So that is one other thing that you could consider once your thickers are all used up. You could definitely use them to pop up your embellishments, and that is what I will be doing. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to work on this year. Now I'm trying to spell the word build a tower. You can see my hands going there. I'm talking to my sister, as I said, at the same time. I pretty much think I talked to her for the entirety of making this layout. We do have phone conversations. My sister likes to talk. No offense, Jess, she won't watch this, but she does. And then she was calling me about an issue or a problem or something, and then we just end up talking for like an hour. So yes, I'm finished. My title is Build a Tower. Not particularly original, I know, but it fits with the photo, that is for sure. So yeah, I'm super happy with how this layout came along. I will be passing this to Jennifer, and she will be making an amazing layout using mine as inspiration to scrap lift. So I'm so excited to see how this progresses. I love being early in the process because you can really see how these layouts evolve by the time we get to the end. And it's so great to watch. So definitely come back every day to look at the next person's in line, because I think you'll get a real kick out of seeing the progression. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. So all of the girls who are participating will be linked down below. Just in case you're subscribed to a lot of people who might be part of the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, there are 3 different hops related to the telephone hop that are happening concurrently. So it might be slightly confusing for you because you might see 3 videos released on the same day from 3 different people that are all about the telephone hop, and they're all using a different layout as inspiration. It's because there's 3 different ones going along. So don't be confused. Just enjoy the amount of creativity that will be coming your way over this week. So I've added my splatters, as I always do. Navy Heidi Swap Colour Shine and gold. Vanessa looks like she added splatters too, so we're totally okay with that. She also added sequins, which I did not do. I didn't actually even add any like Nuvo drops or enamel dots or anything, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Here are my close-ups. Sorry, I should stop talking now. The video has finished. Here are my close-ups. Thank you so much for watching. Go and check out Vanessa's video if you haven't already, and check out Jen's tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you in our next one. Bye guys.